Hey everybody, it's been a while since I made a video, been busy. Decided to get back into the game a little bit, and I had a topic all picked, but under what's recently happened in baseball, I'm sure all of you have heard about the whole scenario with Acuna Jr. getting drilled. I have to speak my piece about it. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of different things, and just bear with me, here's one more. But before I get into that, I just want to start off by saying I've listened to a lot of the talk show hosts, Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, many others, and I respect their opinion, but I will disagree with one thing that Rich Eisen said, and that's this. Myself, being an old fart that I am, I'm just going to lay it out for you. Every time something negative happens, it's blamed on old school baseball. Let me educate everybody once and for all. Old school baseball is not performing cowardice, which is exactly what this young man did by drilling Acuna with the first pitch of the game. Old school baseball is competing. It's about digging in. It's about picking up your teammate. It's about hustling and busting your ass when you're 5 and 6 runs down. It's about knowing how to play the game. Okay? Now, I listened to a great piece a few weeks ago by Matt Antonelli, and it had to do with the unwritten rules. And I have a video coming out about that. But there is no unwritten rule that says you perform such an act of cowardice that this young man exhibited. Okay, that's like saying, I don't want to play, I'm not going to compete, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home. I'll guarantee you there's 3 pitchers in the major leagues right now that would not have done that. You want to know who they are? Scherzer, Kershaw, and Verlander. They would have rose to the challenge and said, you're either going to hit me or I'm getting you out. I am not backing down from you. And a message to Don Mattingly and to Derek Jeter of the Marlins, if these are the types of people you want to play for your organization, it's going to be a long time before you compete. Because when it all comes down to it, all these guys have ability. What do they have here and what do they have here? This young man showed me what he was made of. And that's not the type of guy I want on my ball club, not for the long haul. And I'd almost be willing to bet within 4 or 5 years after this guy's been traded around, he's out of the game because he will not compete. Now, just with the mindset, if pitchers can take that particular mindset, because they don't want to figure out a way on how to get this guy out. What's to keep a hitter from throwing his bat at the pitcher because he hasn't had a hit in a week? Or he's got a terrible series and he's struck out 5, 6, 7 times. Oh, I'm mad. You're not letting me hit the ball. I think I'll take my bat and whack you with it. Is that the type of mentality that these young men are actually developing? And then you have the audacity to say that's old school? I don't think so. Now, you want to move a guy off the plate? Move him off the plate. You can throw the ball up. You can throw the ball down. You can bounce it up there. The whole idea is to get him out of a rhythm. It's not to refuse to compete. So there you have it. I've said my piece. I could go on and on, but I don't want to bore you. But just check out some of the other videos. People are discussing it. But from my heart and some of the people that I've known and that I play with, this is not something, Dontrell Willis, that's being taught. It's something that's innate. All you got to do is look around globally and you can see where young people don't want to be embarrassed, and yet you're having fights over things because people don't want to be embarrassed. And yet they're going to call that an unwritten rule. I just think that's a fact of life. You want to show somebody up, well, someone's going to retaliate, okay? So we're going to get into more in another video about unwritten rules. and some of the consequences of unwritten rules. I have a few, having lived through some of that myself, and I'll explain the whys and why nots of it. But for right now, what this young man did is totally unacceptable, and I don't care what ex-major leaguer says, well, that's part of the game, because it is not. Guys, have a great day.